Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends Leader figure from the Abomination Build-A-Figure wave, which has not been the best wave ever, but it hasn't been the worst, and this figure is somewhere in that category. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but I will tell you, if you want a figure that looks like he has a ball sack for a head, this is one for you. It definitely has some decent features here. We'll talk about all the good stuff. It does have a few things that probably need to be mentioned as far as not so good stuff, but I think overall people are going to be okay with this compared to the Toy Biz one. Toy Biz one had lots of good stuff going on, but it hasn't aged well, which is true for a lot of the Toy Biz figures. You can see they put a ton of effort into the sculpt and paint. I don't have mine handy to show you, but I have reviewed them. You can check them on the channel. But they, like I said, they haven't aged well. So this guy is one we're going to be talking about. I think it's not really a good comparison to put it against the old ones because it's going to look bad in some ways and good in others. And just check the reviews if you want to check the old ones. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just above 17.5 centimeters, which makes him pretty close to, let's say, 6 7/8 inches tall. And the first thing I notice about this guy is his head is too big. No, I'm saying that as a joke because I have to say oftentimes that the heads are too big. No, his is, actually it's probably too big. This part, not this part. He's got a very short neck and a big head, which is like the opposite, well at least the neck part is the opposite for what Hasbro normally does. It's a little bit strange, but I'm not going to even worry about that because I think given the odd proportions of his head, most people aren't going to notice. I will point out though, the face is loaded with some really nice sculpting and nice paintwork. We're really pleased with all of that. As far as the rest of the aesthetic, he's got a very slender build. That's appropriate for the character. That's all fine. We have a little bit of black paintwork on here. That's pretty clean. The paintwork on the arms and the boots, clean enough. That's all fine. I do think though that if ever there is a figure that was screaming, crying out for a little bit of a shading or something to make it not look like a really bright kid's toy, it's this one. What's there is fine, but it's just not gonna look good on a shelf. It looks like a toy, and that's a lot to do with the fact that it's bright orange and bright yellow, and I get that that's the character, but let's account for that. It does look like if you put this up against any of the figures that are painted with detail work, it's gonna look like a toy, and that's not what we want. Yes, it is a toy, but we want it to look like a collectible. People don't seem to get that when I mention it sometimes. These are still collectibles. Having no paint on them makes them look like toys rather than be toys that look like collectibles. Does that make sense? Do you guys get that? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. So yeah, it's definitely not bad, but it definitely would benefit significantly from a little bit of care, a little bit of love shown to him. So I'm gonna give him a 7. I guess a 7. I don't know. I guess you could say 8 if you want to. 7 or 8. The aesthetic's not bad, but it could be so easily made to look much better. Much better. Okay, as far as accessories go, we don't have any. So, 0 out of 10. As far as articulation goes, well, there's not a whole lot new going on here, but let's go ahead and take a look. He can lean all the way back, which is probably not good for his neck, but that's okay. Can lean all the way forward. He has a little bit of attitude, that's pretty good. Full rotation, of course. Technically, there's a little bit of lollipop going on, but it's not too bad, so that's okay. For the shoulders, better than horizontal, that's good. Full rotation won't be a problem. This is gonna flex enough to get out of the way, so that's just fine. We do have a bicep swivel. We do have a kind of a kidney bean shape for the arm. I guess, honestly, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be wrinkles in his outfit? Maybe he's got some there and there, and maybe that's supposed to be a wrinkle in the outfit. It's weird, that weird armpit butt crack. Can you see the butt crack? Anyway, double jointed elbow is gonna work just fine if I can get it to actually go. Can't get it to go, there we go. All right, elbow's fine. And then of course, wrists have a swivel and a hinge. We do have a gripping hand on this side. Technically it's a trigger finger hand, which is fine if he had something to put a trigger finger on. And this hand is more of a relaxed hand, but kind of a gripping hand, still nothing for him to grip. Ab crunch leans back a tiny bit. Paint is clean through, but almost no range. And then as far as going forward, it's probably enough, and it's minimal. But it is actually, not counting the range, one of their better engineered ab crunches. because it doesn't give that weird pot belly 90-degree bend look. So that's in some ways okay. We do have a waist twist. Floaty belt is a floaty belt. You can adjust that how you like. Probably looks better down a little bit farther, I think. Legs go out to the side pretty well. These are Spider-Man legs, I believe. They go forward pretty far. They go back a little bit. Out to the side you already saw. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees are double jointed knees. And then for the ankles, they go all the way back, pretty far forward, and have a really solid ankle rocker. I'm not sure these are the right feet for him. Like, I think he should have more of like a boot-shaped foot, right? Like a regular shoe, not like this ninja slipper type foot like Spider-Man. Let me know what you think. I'm just going to keep saying that. I'm going to try to milk comments as much as possible. But seriously, let me know what you think. Conversations are good. So articulation's fine. Nothing special, nothing bad. 7 or 8, whatever you choose, that's fine. And now it's time for the final verdict. The only thing that really stands out to me for this guy, because I don't really care about the face, whatever, it's sculpted really well, even if it's not the best likeness, and who cares? I don't care that much about it, but it's worth mentioning. Anyway, the only thing that stands out to me is how much this guy could benefit from paint. If you don't care about that, then go ahead and scoop him up. You're going to enjoy the figure. If you do care about that, probably still scoop him up. It's not the biggest deal in the world as far as I'm concerned, but it really could just use some paint. Really, really, really could use some paint. But otherwise, it's a solid release. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7 or 8, like I've said a few other times throughout the review. It's fine. It's very fine. But boy, could it use some paint. It's just so bright. And it's not even like that saturated. Like, it's got kind of a muted look to it, so it feels unfinished a little bit to me. A little bit of a wash on there, a little bit of dry brushing, even just some variations in the tones would be nice, I think, just to give it a little bit of life. That's all it really needs. But, yeah, well, the head sculpt is really well detailed, so that's cool. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to. I do have new videos out almost every single day. And for the days I don't, I have thousands of videos already on the channel. Lots and lots of them for you to watch. So go ahead and check out all of that stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.